On June 18th, we reported on a British Airways 787 suffering a nose gear collapse while on stand at London Heathrow Airport. In mid-July, the UK's Air Accidents Investigation Branch, or AAIB, issued a special bulletin regarding the accident, giving us additional insight into how this accident happened. The 787-8 registered Golf Zulu Bravo Juliet Bravo was being loaded with cargo in preparation for a flight to Frankfurt on June 18th. While being prepared for its journey, crews were performing a quote-unquote dispatch deviation guide or DDG procedure. This is a procedure that permits the operation of an aircraft under specific conditions with particular instruments or functions inoperative for a period of time until rectification can be made. In this case, the AAIB states that the DDG procedure required the cockpit landing gear selection lever to be cycled with hydraulic power applied to the aircraft. It was at this time that human error caused the accident, with the AAIB stating the following. To prevent the landing gear from retracting, the procedure required pins to be inserted into the nose and main landing gear downlocks. However, the nose landing gear downlock pin was installed in the nose landing gear downlock apex pin bore, which was adjacent to the correct location to install the downlock pin. When the landing gear selector was cycled, the nose landing gear retracted. The language is certainly on the more technical side, but if we were to sum it up in layman's terms, a critical locking pin was inserted into the wrong hole. With the pin absent from the necessary location, the nose landing gear retracted once the landing gear selector was cycled. With all this in mind, we can see that the nose gear didn't actually collapse. In reality, it was retracted as it was meant to, given the cockpit commands. Interestingly, it appears that this is not the first time an incident of this nature has occurred. The AAIB states that in 2018, another Boeing 787 experienced a retraction of the nose landing gear while the aircraft was on the ground. The cause was found to be an incorrect insertion of the nose landing gear downlock pin. As a result of this previous event, Boeing published a service bulletin instructing operators to, quote, install and insert into the nose landing gear lock link apex pin inner bore. Doing so would prevent the nose landing gear downlock pin from being inserted into the apex pin bore instead of the adjacent downlock pin hole. This procedure was mandated by an FAA Airworthiness Directive, or AD, published on January 16, 2020. However, it looks like authorities considered this to be less than urgent, providing a compliance time of 36 months from the publication date. In the case of Golf Zulu Bravo Juliet Bravo, an insert had not been installed. In the end, the sudden collapse resulted in damage to the aircraft's lower forward fuselage and engine cowlings. The aircraft passenger cabin door was also separated as it struck mobile steps on the way down, causing a cargo loader to be injured. For its part, British Airways had issued a technical news leaflet on April 9, 2020, showing the correct and incorrect position of the nose landing gear downlock pin. Referencing the FAA Airworthiness Directive and the special bulletin, it was also reissued on December 9, 2020. As a result of this accident, the airline reissued the technical news leaflet the day after the June 18th incident. The AAIB states that BA is now planning to quote-unquote expedite the incorporation of the Airworthiness Directive to install the insert. Was the FAA's 36-month compliance window too long? Did BA do enough by issuing 2 technical news leaflets? Can the design be changed and/or an insert be installed by Boeing during manufacturing to firmly prevent this confusion in the future? Or was it simply down to one person making a critical mistake? There are a lot of questions from this incident, with a lot to think about. Let us know what you think by leaving a comment. In addition to our daily YouTube videos, Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles and a podcast every week. If you're looking for the latest aviation news and insights, visit simpleflying.com. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe before you go.